Hey everyone, it's your girl El Rochelle here for Hardwood Diva. No, I'm not bringing you our normal games to watch for the NFL or for the NBA or even college football. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Wanted to do a vlog editorial. Today was actually a pretty big day for sports, mainly the NFL, because we had the ruling coming down from the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell regarding the Brett Favre, Jen Sturger sexual harassment case. So I wanted to kind of talk about that. I know a lot of people have been asking me, what are you going to say? Because that happened this morning. What are you going to write? What are you going to do? Normally, like I said, I usually do like a written editorial, but I decided today I wanted to do a video, kind of get my feelings out a little better. Sometimes I feel like I can express myself better this way, get to you guys what I'm really feeling, and see, so you can see a little bit of the emotion and kind of understand how I'm feeling, what my opinions are on the case. So here you go. Catch everybody up. Jen Sturger is a former New York Jets hostess. She actually worked for them in 2008, the year that Brett Favre was quarterbacking the New York Jets after he had left, working with the Green Bay Packers. Apparently, while there, being alone, his family, as you guys may usually know, is out in Hattiesburg, I believe it is, Mississippi. So he was kind of alone, need a little female companionship. Apparently, he had contacted another Jets employee, kind of let them know, hey, he might be interested in Jen Sturger. Had the employee let her know, I guess kind of tried to see if she could get her phone number. Not sure. I don't believe Jen Sturger gave the number. Somehow he still got it. Basically, Brett proceeded to leave her some messages. Initially, it was just voicemails. When she did not respond to the voicemails, he decided the next best option was to move to some very graphic picture messages, including some pictures of his nether regions. It's a little different when I'm talking to you guys to say penis or pain pics as opposed to just writing that. It's a lot more fun to write it than to say it. So that's what kind of happened. Apparently, Deadspin.com got a hold of it. Jen Sturger had never brought it up, mind you. This is 2 years ago. Jen Sturger never brought the case. Most of the time, sexual harassment situations like this, the female doesn't respond. The person that's being harassed, I'm not even going to just say female, person being harassed doesn't respond because they're normally, even if it's a coworker or someone that's in a position above them, they're usually afraid that something might happen of the repercussions for themselves, so they don't say anything. So she didn't say anything, kind of moved on with her life, was doing something else, was no longer working with the Jets. Deadspin, through, I'm assuming most likely what happened, she showed a friend like, ha ha ha, Brett Favre sent me pictures of his penis, and somehow that person got a hold of them and sold them to Deadspin. So Deadspin ran with the story in early October. It became a huge issue all over the internet. Of course, most of you have seen that. Then NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell was contacted eventually by Jen Sturger and her attorney, and an investigation went on. So today we got the ruling 3 months later. And the ruling was basically that Brett Favre would be fined $50,000. $50,000 is like 4.5 minutes of the man's time. He makes about what Darren Ravel from CNBC Sports Biz basically calculated. He makes about $11,373 per minute. So this was about 4.5 minutes of Brett Favre's time that he is out of. Darn. So that's that. Now my opinions on the situation. Normally, I believe Roger Goodell acts prudently. He makes intelligent decisions regarding situations that have gone on. The NFL had kind of gotten a little bit out of control. I do believe you were seeing a lot of things going on that weren't making the NFL look too good. So what Roger Goodell made the decision to do is, hey, we're going to have to crack down. We're going to have to do some things. And I know a lot of athletes don't see themselves as role models. It's always where your parents should be your role models. But I mean, yeah, your parents are your role models sometimes. My parents are my role models, but also people that are my role models are people that are in positions that are doing what I want to do. So if you have a young kid that wants to be an athlete, he's going to look up to a professional athlete as his role model, along with his parents, in any good situation. So when you're making poor moral decisions, making poor ethical decisions, making poor decisions just, in a basic criminal, type of situation, you're making poor decisions in life. yeah, you're a role model and you're teaching these kids, so you have to be aware of that. Then of course, Brett Favre, you're married. You shouldn't be doing some stuff. But like I said, normally Roger Goodell acts prudently, like with Ben Roethlisberger, even though he wasn't charged in any sort of criminal case or even a civil case. With his recent issues, he made the decision to still suspend him for 4 games because he did something that was clearly unethical. Something about what he was doing gave the impression to this young woman, whatever. So I was quite surprised when I heard that only $50,000 would be fined of Brett Favre. And though I said I was surprised, but unfortunately as a female I wasn't as surprised. And that's because sadly a lot of things like this don't get recognized. The first thing that people want to say is that a female deserved it, and that happens in harassment issues, rape issues. She deserved it. She's attractive. Brett Favre's a athlete. She wanted money. All of these things are seen as that, and what people don't realize is her name is now dragged through the mud. Trust me, she wouldn't want this in a million years. It was even sad to see a female sports writer on ESPNW.com to say that there was some sort of disconnect, and there had to be a missing piece that we weren't seeing, because there's no way that any guy would be rebuffed through voicemail messages and then turn around and send a ping pic. That's not true. Trust me. Trust me, as a female that knows other females that have dealt with men in general, athletes, and have seen, and the reason I know how that situation went down with Jen Sturger is because I've seen it happen. Friend, oh my gosh, this guy's been contacting me all the time and I don't really like him, and then the other day he sent me a ping pic. Look at it, like, ew, who does that? Trust me, it happens. So to see a female especially say something like that is kind of disheartening. And like Jen Sturger's attorney, this $50,000 fine is almost like an affront to females that work in the NFL. It's basically to say that as a female, sexual harassment comes up, you better have like the smoking gun, steaming evidence. Like, you better have it laid out. You better have your forensic evidence set up, because even if there's a slight little bit, like, I mean, they said there's no evidence to link him. He said he sent the voicemails. So somebody coincidentally also sent pictures of a penis that happened to look like it could belong on Brett Favre's body around the same time that he sent voicemails. This is the most convoluted thing I've ever heard of. Like, it doesn't even make sense. So just to see that is kind of disturbing. I'm not very pleased with what I saw from the NFL today. As a woman who wants to work in sports, it's kind of sad, because then you get afraid that, okay, if something happens to me, what am I going to do? And what kind of position am I going to be putting myself in if all they're going to do is fine this man $50,000? They fine people more than that for hits on a quarterback in a game. All they're going to do is fine him $50,000 and send out a memo to all the other teams in the league that we have to promote a safe working environment. Like, are you kidding? Come on, guys. Like, this, it was ridiculous. It's very offensive. It's really sad. Not sure if she has any other recourse, because of the fact, usually with sexual harassment cases like this, 2 years is about the average amount of time that you have on the statute of limitations to where you can file suit. So, it's kind of sad that, unfortunately, because the NFL wants to make sure that a star player's image isn't tarnished by some, other issues with infidelity, because as we all know, Brett Favre being married and having had infidelity issues early on in his career, his wife speaking to that very candidly before. It's kind of sad that the NFL has chosen this way instead of truly promoting a safe working environment and showing that disrespecting women that you work with is not okay. They would rather get a slap on the wrist and just make sure Brett Favre goes out with in a trail of glory kind of thing. It's really sad. It was very depressing. I've been working all day trying to figure out, how do I say this? I know I'm going to get a lot of comments, males and females alike, that either agree or don't agree, and I actually welcome that. I don't mind, mainly because this is something I do feel strongly about. I do feel it's very sad to see women disrespected like this in something that I feel is what I want to do with my career path is. So it's really hard to see someone treated like that, because like I said, it makes you think what's going to happen to me. But those are my views. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you guys for listening. Any questions, hit me up.